Do you ever wish you'd be a really tall blue person with only 4 fingers on each hand, really weird looking toes, a tail, and then like tentacles that connect to stuff and give you like, I don't know, sexual pleasure or something? Oh, and also live on an alien planet where plants want to kill you? Well, I have. Wait, I think the avatars have 5 fingers, but then the Na'vi only have 4 fingers. Doesn't matter. I can't help it, okay? I love Avatar. Ever since I saw it in theaters when I was in the 8th grade, I think. At the time, my favorite movie was Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, which had come out this summer of that same year. Now, Revenge of the Fallen is not a good movie, like, at all, but as a kid, it is some of the coolest action scenes I had ever seen, alright? Like, Optimus combines with that jet guy and they fight around the pyramids in Egypt. It was awesome, so no judgment. Look, check this out. This is Revenge of the Fallen DVD case that I still have. It like folds and like transforms into Bumblebee. Look at this. Hold on, I gotta get the... Yeah, look at that. Huh? Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, and then the DVDs are in the back. That's right, it's a DVD, not Blu-ray, because like this is an old movie. But like, yeah, look at that. But yeah, I don't know why I still have this. I guess I'll probably have it forever. It's like my least favorite Transformers movie too. That's not true. Age of Extinction is way worse. Getting back on topic. But then that winter, I saw Avatar, and I walked out of the movie theater with it being my new favorite movie. I mean, it's not anymore, but I was like 14, and it was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. I truly hadn't seen anything like it before. It was mesmerizing. Now, I still love the movie today, but as a kid, it all felt so real. I was amazed and captivated by that world, from the visuals to the music to the action scenes. I was obsessed with it. Even now, I can't help but love the presentation of it all. And I feel the same way about The Way of Water, too. Sure, it's kind of stupid, but I just love the spectacle of it. It's just so beautiful to look at, and I get so lost staring at those big, dumb blue people. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is a video game that tries to capture the magic of the movies, allowing you to experience and explore the world of Pandora yourself, making discoveries every step of the way. And in that regard, I think this game absolutely, truly knocks it out of the park. Now, I'm not saying the game is perfect. It has its shortcomings. It's a very Ubisoft game, and if you've played a Ubisoft game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. However, I do think this game is more than just Far Cry with blue people. You can tell that they put an immense amount of work into this world. And if you love the Avatar franchise, if you don't really like open world games, I think this game's worth giving a shot. I say that because Pandora is without a doubt the main character of this game. The whole game is about making you care for this planet and rid it of the pollution driving the humans away, and making you want to explore and learn about this world. Even though it's the name of the franchise, you don't actually play as an avatar in this game. In fact, you play as a full-blooded Na'vi. A Na'vi that you get to create, by the way. I made a beautiful lady Na'vi. So you play as a Na'vi, except you were ripped from your home as an infant along with other kids and raised for humans in a facility for science or something. Years later, you escape the RDA facility and step out into the world for what feels like your first time, and you are met with this beautiful and lush rainforest scenery. Seriously, the graphics in this game are so pretty. In this game, your character is learning how to be a Na'vi and experiencing a lot of these things for the first time, which is perfect for you, the player, to also learn and experience these things. Now, there is a little bit of ludonarrative dissonance in this because you were raised by humans, and your character never really shows any real hatred for humans, but you spend the entire game murdering dozens and dozens of humans, and even after your first kills, it's just never brought up. You never talk about it. There's no like, oh my god, I just killed people, what do I do? You just kill people and move on. And it, you know, it's a video game. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's just something I thought about, and I thought it felt a little weird. Like I said, the main character is Pandora. It's what drives this game. And Pandora isn't just an incredible alien setting, it's a great video game one at that. The beautiful rainforest full of weird plants that want to kill you, while other plants help you with traversal, like mushrooms you can bounce on, or leaves that fling you, or retracting vines you can grab onto, massive winding roots to run and jump across, floating rocks towering overhead, the vast plains that can feel boring and empty but also beautiful and majestic at the same time, with the sun coming down and the tall, various colored grass swaying in the wind, with visible wind currents that you can see and fly into to pick up speed, and a vast forest that is like an alien version of the redwood forest with massive tree trunks everywhere. And being in the rainforest at night with all the neon plants glowing with the glow of the night sky, it's a spectacle that I couldn't believe I was experiencing. Seriously, the neon colors look so good and it never got old. It's so pretty. And to help with this crazy world, the traversal feels great. You can run, jump, slide, and there's even a double jump. Sliding down slopes help you pick up speed. You can call your Ikron almost whenever you want, including while leaping off the edge of a cliff only for it to catch you in midair. You can even walk up to a wild dire horse and ride it across the plains, which serves almost no purpose because you already have your Ikron by then, and that's so much more effective for getting around. But man, riding an alien horse across the plains is such a vibe. In fact, almost everything you do in this game, just existing in this world, is such a vibe. It's accompanied by great music, and when the music isn't playing, some of the best ambient sounds I've ever heard in a video game. The main story loop in this game is helping out the 3 main clans that this game introduces, as well as taking out various RDA camps that helps push out all the pollution that they're introducing onto Pandora. You have a fairly small variety of weapons and gear from both the RDA and Na'vi, but they get the job done. I really love just the standard bow. It felt so good to use, and picking off humans and getting headshots never got old. The bow was perfect for taking out infantry. The machine gun is great for taking out air support like helicopters, and the shotgun, well, that was just amazing for anything. Seriously, I think they made it too good, but it was especially best for taking out amps. You know, the mech suits, or are they more of an exosuit? Whatever, stands for Amplified Mobility Platform. They have vents on their back, which are their weak spots, so you can just blast them from the front. Some amps are open on the front, and you can just like kill the human inside. Most of them has glass, which you just have to break the glass first. Or there's armored ones, which you should probably just go for the weak spots. You also learn this very useful skill where if you stun an amp, you can jump onto it and rip the human out of the cockpit, serving as an insta-kill. It's very satisfying to do. You can also engage in combat while riding your Ikron, which is fun. There's even a barrel roll. You can swoop down onto camps firing from above, or use your Ikron to engage in aerial combat with helicopters. Your character is also equipped with this hacking tool that you get in the beginning, and you use way too much throughout the game. It's called a SID, or System Interrogation Device. And almost every time you hack, there's this really easy but tedious minigame that you have to do. The SID can also be used to hack amps or turrets to shut them down. You can even store hacks on your SID too, so you can actually hack multiple amps and then activate the hack all at once. It's probably your best stealth option for taking out amps. There's no melee weapon in the game, which I felt to be kind of weird. I really feel like the Na'vi should have a melee weapon, but either way, you can still run up to a human and just like punch or kick him in the face, which given their small size is pretty fun. Oh, and to go along with that, it's also funny seeing these small humans get shot by your big arrows. It sends them back, and then just to see this massive arrow sticking out of them, it's kind of hilarious. Now, for me, and I'm ashamed to admit it, but the reason that I play Ubisoft games and tolerate them is because that I actually love taking out enemy camps. If they made a game that was just camps, like not open world, but like a game with levels or stages, and when you take out a camp, you move on to the next level, I would love that. Like each level gives you a different group of equipment and weapons to use, and you can use them however you want to beat the level. I mean, I guess that's kind of like a Hitman game, but whatever. I still think a game like that would be cool. Anyways, I like taking out camps in this game, and taking out the camps drive out the pollution on the map, and then you will unlock more stuff to do on the map once it starts to regrow, which is like instantly. By the way, you take out a camp and the pollution goes away, and then all the plants just like grow back in an instant. It's kind of weird, but like whatever, video game magic. There's smaller camps in the game like mining and drilling operations that are, you can just do them however you want. I usually just run around and kill everybody. For the bigger main outpost that you do, you want to try and do it stealthy, because if you complete it stealthily, you will get better rewards from their loot cache at the end. But going loud is just too much fun sometimes. You don't have a lot of stealth tools or mechanics, but I still had plenty of fun jumping across rooftops, running on cables strung overhead, picking off people with the bow from different angles, which again, the bow feels so satisfying. So as a Na'vi, you're pretty squishy to human weaponry, even with good gear on. So when you engage in combat, you have to jump, slide, and dodge enemies, swapping weapons for the best situations, running and climbing around the environment, making the combat feeling fast and exciting. The outdoor bases are basically just big playground arenas, and I found them so fun to just run and jump around and take out enemies. It was fun. The indoor ones, however, in the underground combat arenas, a little bit more hit or miss. Your character level works on a gear score system, which makes a lot of sense. But personally, I just hate gear score systems. I don't want to chase loot that has a bigger number. I just want to earn experience the old-fashioned way. Like all the side activities on the map and side quests, they all have various rewards, but they weren't exciting enough for me to remember what they even were. Most of the time, your reward isn't even an item, it's a crafting schematic or blueprint, which you probably don't even have the materials to craft anyways, so your reward is really just chores. It makes perfect sense for the game. You're a Na'vi that lives on the land. You craft your gear, and the better materials you get and the more crafting knowledge you have, the better gear you have. I'm just getting old, I guess. All of the weapons and gear have stats and perks and attachments, but honestly, all I ever did the whole game was equip whatever made my level number go big. There is the option for a lot of crafting in this game. It's a pretty deep system, actually, but I say option because, well, I hardly did any of it. I'm just not a big crafter in games, but it can be pretty immersive if you get into it. Everything only takes 2 items to craft it, but there's higher quality materials in specific areas, and they have specific conditions, like they have to be dry or at nighttime or in the rain. It is a cool system how you pick the fruit and plants too. You have to pick them a certain way or you ruin it. I played on mouse and keyboard, but I'm sure it was a pretty neat system if you have haptic feedbacks or something. Same with wildlife. Sure, you can go hunting with the machine gun, but you will ruin the meat and the hide. Now, I did do some hunting in the game, but almost all of it was quest or side quest related. Most of my wildlife killing in the game was just self-defense, because if you are on foot, you will constantly be attacked by the wildlife, especially the viper ones. Speaking of, if you're out and about, you can go into these areas where you get hunted by a predator. And if you're not properly geared, they will easily kill you in a couple hits. It's pretty cool. Your character starts breathing heavily, your heart beats fast, you lose your ability to focus, which is your super senses vision, by the way, and you can't call your Ecron. It's actually kind of scary the first time it happens. To go back to the focus thing for a second, I didn't write in my script, but it's like your super vision where you can see through stuff. It helps you detect where nearby loot is or plants, or you can use it to ping enemies. It's just the typical Ubisoft focus. You use it pretty much the entire. Speaking of vendors though, the Na'vi don't have an actual currency system. Instead, you earn what's basically good deeds reputation. The more you do that benefits the clan, the more currency you earn. There's also clan contributions you can do for favor, which is basically donating items, but after a while, the stuff the clan asks for gets pretty specific and requires a lot of work and crafting, and I just stopped caring after a while. This game does have cooking because your character does get hungry, which actually affects your stamina. Which, if you fast travel in the game, fast traveling will eat up parts of your stamina, so you want to be wary of that if you're fast traveling a lot. You can craft a large variety of recipes which can give you certain temporary status effects and whatnot, but I never sought out any of these stat boosts. I just ate whenever I was hungry, and whatever boost it provides is good enough for me. It's a cool system that you can definitely go deep into, but that's not the kind of gamer I am. I'm a simple monkey brain. I just want to shoot stuff. One of the problems I had with this game is that none of the NPCs are memorable. They all look and talk relatively the same, and the voice acting is good, don't get me wrong. I just could never tell them apart. I was constantly forgetting which NPC I was even talking to. I don't remember any of their names except for the main bad guy, Mercer, which is a human. Also, the NPCs rarely go on an adventure with you, and they just talk to you over comms. You actually spend most of this game completely by yourself, which did feel a bit lonely at times. But to combat that, this game does actually offer drop-in co-op. So you can play through the story with a friend if you want, or parts of the story with a friend, but I don't have those. So I played this game completely solo. So I can't really comment on the co-op part, but I heard it's pretty good. There is one NPC though that is really into human stuff, and he's kind of like the tech-savvy Na'vi, and I always thought that was an interesting idea. Too bad though, story-wise, he's a complete idiot, and I also don't remember his name. It is cool seeing the different Na'vi clans, how they interact and talk to each other. They also dress differently and have different ways and traditions. It's kind of neat. There's also a lot of human NPCs. In fact, the group that helped you escape in the beginning of the game is fighting back against the RDA because they don't agree with them. The human NPCs are so funny at first because they are comically small compared to you. It honestly felt like a glitch for a while. Like, genuinely, it's like, is this supposed to be happening? They're so tiny. But then it's like, oh yeah, I'm a Na'vi. I'm just much taller than them. Now, like every open world Ubisoft game, there is a lot to do in this game. I personally didn't find a lot of it to be particularly fun, but a lot of it does help with the world building. So if you're looking for that immersive world building experience, a lot of the side activities do help out with that. There is certain side activities though that will give you things like skills, skill points, and even permanent health upgrades. So those are definitely worth doing, but everything else is just like, if you want to. Now, the main problem that I have with this game is, well, me. I enjoy a game so much more if I just dabble in side content, like the side activities that I enjoy doing and the side quests that seem like they're going to be interesting, and just like focus on the main quest. But every time, I just can't keep myself from trying to do everything on the map, and I don't even know why. I just see stuff on the map next to me and be like, oh, I guess I'll go do that thing. Why? I don't even care. I'm not even going for achievements or 100%, and yet I spent 64 hours playing this game, doing almost everything. Like the memory paintings, for example, sure, they're kind of cool and relaxing at first. You like wave your hand around to the environment or whatever the heck you're supposed to be doing. But after a while, they're just so long and boring. I hated them, and yet I did all of them. Why? Why did I do all of them? I somehow managed to get every single achievement that's on Ubisoft Connect except for one. And that one is doing all of the clan favors for all the different clans because I just didn't want to do them. And there's no Ubisoft powers in this game to unlock the map or anything. Parts of the map just unlock whenever you go there. And for some reason, I spent so much time just flying around the map on my Ecron, lifting the fog that's on the map, and I don't know why. It was miserable. I don't know what's wrong with me. Why am I like this? It's fine that it's in the game, but just because it's in the game doesn't mean I have to do it. Why did I do it all? I don't know. Again, that's not a bash towards the game. I don't even think I can bash any of the side content in the game because you don't have to do it. It never forces you to do it. Sure, you can play and think it's boring or dumb or stupid or whatever, but you also don't have to do it. So it's like a weird thing to complain about, like I'm doing right now. But I already said that the issue is me. It's not the game. I'm the problem. I did truly have fun in certain parts of the game, but I dragged it on forever. And I was just so sick of it by the end that I couldn't wait to be done with this game. Now, there is DLC coming out for this game, which they actually advertised before the game even came out, which I thought was kind of weird. So I don't know if I'll have any interest in playing that as of right now. If it came out tomorrow, I don't think I'd be interested. Actually, I think it comes out soon. When is that coming out? I don't know. I might not play it. There is one part specifically that I think that this game is worth playing for, and that is the quest where you get your Ecron. You climb up these floating rocks like some playground obstacle course, utilizing every part of the traversal, going higher and higher, looking for an Ecron to choose you as his partner. And it leads to this just amazing first flying sequence, and the music and the scenery is all just so perfect. Put in a few hours, get to this quest, do it, and then you can drop the game after that if you want. But I do think it's a really cool mission. So yeah, I rambled about this game way longer than I wanted to, and I didn't even cover everything. This game was actually the first game that I beat this year, way back in January, and I just procrastinated on making this video. I just think this game is overlooked by a lot of people because it's a Ubisoft game. And I just want to say that it's a pretty fun game sometimes. And I just wanted to talk about it. My last video on this channel was actually 6 months ago, which is not on purpose, but it happened. And I've beaten several games since then, so I don't know what my next video is going to be about. If it's going to be about a game that I've already beaten, or if I'll just move on and make a new video about a new game I'm playing. I don't know. Part of me feels like I need to play catch up and make videos about all the games I've beaten, like Spider-Man 2, for example. I beat that the week it came out, within 3 days of the release, and then I just never made a video about it. You know, life happens. But I'm also like playing a game right now that I might make a video about. I don't know, but I want to not be lazy and just make videos because I like talking about video games. Oh boy, it sure did get cloudy out. I should have paid attention to my camera more often. It got pretty dark. Yeah, that's about all she wrote. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Hopefully, I will make a new video that won't come out 6 months from now, and hopefully just a week or two, maybe. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye. I don't know why I love Avatar so much. Maybe it just has something to do with the fact that I love the color blue. Maybe just a little bit. Hold on. I even unintentionally, I'm wearing blue shorts. I didn't plan this. I just have a lot of blue stuff. Oh my gosh.